I don't enjoy hurting people. The only thing I want is be the best in the world.
From the producer of Fahrenheit 9/11 and the director of Generation Iron comes an exploration of the most controversial sport in the world.
We're all compelled to do it.
It's gonna keep getting bigger.
The Hurt Business.
It's been a couple of weeks since we last spoke, and now we're here at New York Comic Con. It's that time of the year again.
Is it that time?
It's that time, and
Is it that time?
And I'm holding something special here in my hand. What are we doing here? Tell us. What are you doing here? Not me. What are you doing?
Well, I'm rolling with Generation Iron today, but Generation Iron was so cool to welcome me as a part of the family and come on out and help me celebrate a wonderful opportunity to explore the world of graphic novel promotion and grow the idea that is Chronicles of King Kai. This project definitely marks a personal journey for me, and you know, whether it's in the pages, on the pages, or even behind the scenes, you know, we are definitely learning and growing as a result of it.
I want to talk about Olympia for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get a chance to look at the pictures afterwards, or at all hear about, you know, how the results came out?
Well, you know what, I definitely got to give a shout out to, you know, all the athletes that I'm aware of and that are friends of mine and are acquaintances. I'm really excited for, you know, Big Ramy.
Now, Big Ramy, people say mixed things about him. Some people say he was better 2 years ago. Some people say he is better now. He's getting better with, you know, each year. Do you think we've seen the best of him, or do you think he's still improving and improving and improving? And do you think we're going to see him even do better at Olympia next year?
I think when you're a little boy, you see things the way a little boy does from a little boy's perspective, and then when you get a little bit more experience and you get exposed to a little bit more, you realize that you have to factor some more of this information into your equation when you start writing it up and trying to add and multiply and divide and just kind of identify what. So I feel like today, you know, I'm not just a layperson at home. You know, I kind of feel like from my own personal experience, I have a much more insightful idea of some of the other realities that go along with this experience behind the scenes for the athlete. And I think because those things exist, it can become very difficult to judge my expectation of what is good or bad, you know, in an athlete's performance this year versus that year. There are people that probably would look at Phil Heath's performance, you know, some years back and say, oh, well, you know, he was better then versus now. But the truth is though, you know, behind the scenes, this athlete is matured as a man, is taking on a bunch of new experiences, has new demands on his time, responsibilities that we just really can't even imagine when you're just watching the show. It's one thing like being the passenger, you know, in the car, and you're driving in that long journey home, and it's like, okay, you get in the car, you're with your parents, and your father's driving, and you're a kid, you get in the car, and you're in the back seat, you go to sleep. You know, you listen to your music, you know, think about texting your friend and whatever. And when you've had enough, you go to sleep. But the person that's piloting that vehicle has a lot more command on his need to be responsible. So even though he may want to put on his headphones and just zone out, he can't. You know, he has to think about a larger picture that has to do with the lives, the safety of everyone in that car. You know, the road. You know, making decisions based on direction. This, you know, and I think the same thing happens for the athlete in a position like that. You represent, you know, the brand. You know, you represent the interests of multiple companies. You know, You sign contracts that state that you need to be able to deliver a certain kind of product by this particular day. And just because you had a fight with your girlfriend or maybe your friend, and maybe you don't really feel like really being into it right now, the reality is that, you know, you don't have a day to be off. You know, there are guys who were getting ready for the show and had some health complications. Truth is, that happens to a lot of people behind the scenes.
Mostly.
You know, what you do and how you handle it,
that's the difference,
is very different. You know, if we understand that in here, well, hey, this athlete wasn't as good this year versus that year, but you didn't know that behind the scenes, this man was dealing with some issues, and there are reasons why he couldn't. You know, that you can't.
There's no telling ultimately. Yeah.
You know, and it's not to say anything negative about the sport, or not to say anything negative about, but to say that if I just saw this from, you know, the place of, well, yeah, I just think he was better last year, or is he improving? I don't know. Truth is, you don't know. There's too much that you don't know. You know, we have to respect the effort, and now understanding that there's a larger game here, you know, and understanding that athlete is playing his position. He's working. You know, one of the benefits to the fan at home is to be able to experience this without the stress of trying to produce a product and represent a product and represent the multiple interests of.
Just enjoy the show.
Just enjoy the show, you know. So once you get to a place where I think you've had to operate from the absence of the luxury of just enjoying the show, it has an impact on how you judge now. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't want to just be a hypocrite and be overly critical and just say, oh, well. I mean, the truth is, all those athletes are working really, really hard, and everybody's dealing with challenges. Everybody's overcoming those challenges. Everyone. You know. So at the end of the day, you know, though the challenges may vary from athlete to athlete, you still got to stand and give credit to the men for doing that. You know. And because they're doing it, you know, we're able to enjoy the show.
Absolutely.
You know.
Now, in 2017, without specifying a show specifically, do you want to either compete or participate as a guest poser in any of the shows and being actually on stage to a certain capacity?
You know, it's interesting.
I know you're busy, obviously. I know you have a lot of things going on, but do you feel the urge to just, at least even as a guest poser, to be on stage?
I don't know. You know, I don't know, and I definitely don't want to hold the bodybuilding community that does care to know hostage. Well, tune in next time. You know, find out next time on Generation Iron. But yeah, you know what? I think there's a wonderful thing that contest prep has helped me do. Even just being able to understand things a little bit better, when my critical thinking has improved, you know, as a result of learning how to compete, training with the goal of being an elite athlete at the sport that I love. You know, being the athlete has been the thing that has given life to a lot of the opportunities that I now, you know, I'm very excited about today, you know. So we never want to, you know, speak in a way that diminishes the value in that, you know. So I always want to respect that. And there's a part of me that loved competing. There was a time when I liked and looked forward to that more than I would choose to have done anything else. So I don't know. I mean, there's some really, really good stuff, I think, that I've still gotten out of getting ready to compete, and I feel like there's been a reward to my life because of that. So I never want to sound like, oh no, I'm done with that. You know, I'm excited about doing some of these other things, And I'm very, very excited about, doing what we've done and taking it one step at a time.
Absolutely. Well, listen, I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
And success this weekend, specifically at the Comic-Con. There's going to be a lot of people out here, man. So I know you're going to be very busy. And I can't wait to read this in detail.
Uh-oh.